First of all, I would like to thank TEDxEdges for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. I've spent quite a good number of hours with TEDtalks, like probably most of you, so it is an honor to be here. I'm going to speak a little bit about this possibility, very strange possibility, of transforming Portugal, or regions within Portugal, into Silicon Valley. Coming from Braga, I will call it Valley, with a D, not with a V. The Braga people are known by exchanging the B's with the V's, so probably for Braga it's going to be Silicon Valley.
Thank you. So I will talk a little bit about where we are as an economy. I'll go forward to speak about the need to put Portugal on the knowledge map. Then I'll try to enumerate the components, the ingredients that are needed to build the Silicon Valley. And I'll compare where we are, or where I see where we are, with another country which is probably one of the leaders of the alternative Silicon Valleys in the world, which is Israel, which is a very small country like us, a country that is most times in a state of almost war, which is not good for business, not good for attracting talent. And I would like to compare Portugal with Israel, if you allow me to do that small comparison. Finally, I'll try to reach some conclusions and to also, shall we say, challenge all of us, including myself, on what is expected from us. Now, I like very much a writer called Stevenson. Stevenson wrote once that you have three types of things. The things you know, the things you know that you don't know, and the worst of all, the things that you don't know, because you don't even know that you don't know. Normally, I say that the first step to solve a problem, a really big one, is to move from the things that you don't know to things that you don't know. Because then you can do something about it, not before. So let's talk about us meaning Portugal as an economic entity. We are not in good shape. I'm one of these guys that actually used to laugh with Professor Medina Carreira. So I would consider Professor Medina Carreira a great entertainer, and I would laugh with him. I stopped laughing 2 years ago. By now I take the man seriously, because he actually is not an entertainer. He's simply saying the truth. We are almost bankrupt as a country. Very near bankruptcy. Okay? Not our banks, but the state. And I'm saying this because I'm not a politician. I don't need to win votes, so I can say it. And we absolutely need to increase our exports and decrease our imports. Roughly speaking, we are consuming 10% above what we produce. 10%, not 1 or 2, 10%. If you want to read it properly, pick the book of Professor Vitor Bento that has just been published, and you will know what I'm talking about. Moreover, the weight of our public sector, and bear in mind that normally I would vote for the Socialist Party, okay, over the last 20 years, but I'm worried about this number. 25% of our active population, which is roughly 1 million people, our active population is 4 million people, works in the public sector. Now, our weight of the public sector in the economy is 50%. Now, something's wrong here, gentlemen. We have 25% of the population with an allocation of resources of 50%. One of these days, I think that we're going to have a strike of the private sector. Because the private sector, both owners and workers, will say enough is enough. We've had enough. Now, also, we have to say that Germany, which pays all these bills in Europe, okay, is getting a bit sick of it. Why? Because they have their own problems, and because they have a major issue in the eastern side of Europe, which they fundamentally need to support. So their patience with the south of Europe, it's not only Portugal, it's Portugal, Spain, Italy, is running out. I have to say that if I would be a German, I would have already run out of patience a long time ago. So I don't need to be an oracle to forecast that in the next 2-3 years, the European Union will apply to Portugal, to Spain, and to Italy strict rules about finance, and probably they will say they will do to us what we've done to Madeira. Which, by the way, it's absolutely fair. Now, this is the context in which we are. So it seems that we need to do something, okay? Now, on the other side, we have a world of opportunities out there. We now have an open world with all the development of the last few years. The tech sector is now pretty much flat, and we can do things all around the world. And I would like to share some things with you. Do you happen to know that Inditex is now the leader in fashion in the world? So Inditex has overtaken H&M and overtaken The Gap. And now we have a company from Arteixo La Coruña, which is the the poorest province of Spain, that leads the fashion world. I don't know if you've ever been to Arteixo, but Arteixo is not Milan, it's not Paris, it's not even San Francisco, California. It's just Arteixo. And it is absolutely amazing to see a company that is now leading the fashion world, which is pretty fluffy, okay, from Arteixo. I also would like to remind you that Skype, which was sold a few years back by $3 billion-ish, has just been rebought by 1.7 or 1.8, I don't know what was the real amount, billion, was actually created in Europe. It was not created in Silicon Valley. By the way, the two guys, Europeans, that founded the company, really were in trouble because at least one of them could not enter the United States, because if he would enter the United States, he would be arrested. You didn't know that, because he was one of the founders of Casa. And the movie industry still has on trial, shall we say, several processes against him. Now, how can we build our Silicon Valley, okay? Are we far from it? Can we do it? What are the ingredients? What do we need to change in the soup to get this done? Is it real, or is it really feasible to do it? Or am I just smoking dope? Now, when I try to do this, I'm not an academic person. So I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I've tried to list a number of things that would be good ingredients to build the Silicon Valley. And you'll see that actually I'm pretty much into Francisco, okay? Because basically, I mean, the stuff that is here is not very different from what we've heard before, okay? We need hard skills, we need engineering skills, obviously. We need to know what we're doing. If we don't know what we're doing, better not enter in business. We need to attract international talent. Do you happen to know that 60% of IT professionals in the United States are not American? This week, I'm a member of the board of the Minho University. And I had a meeting this week with the USA Commission that is evaluating Minho University. I was supposed to meet with 4 Americans. All of them had America on their cards. Actually, one of them was from Asia, and the 3 others were Europeans. All Americans by now. They all went to study in the United States, and they became Americans after it. Now, get this right. America attracts talent, the very best talent in the world. And then they try to keep it there. That's what they do. So instead of trying to only put Portuguese to work in our universities, maybe we should attract the Asians, the very best from Asia, to come and live in our country. That's a very simple message. Favorable context. We need the sun. One of the things that it is good about California is that it is sunny. People like to, sunny and warm, although it rains a lot. People like to be there, okay? We have plenty of that here, actually. We also need a system in which the schools are good and they have good English, shall we say, capability. Because As we all know, the language of business in the world is not Portuguese. It is English, okay? We need capital. This is less important for some of our ventures than for others. For example, if you are going to build businesses around chip manufacturing, it's impossible not to do them with a lot of capital. You need a lot of capital. Nanotech, biotech need serious capital. It's not necessarily true for some IT ventures, like Carlos demonstrated very well. But you still need a number of, shall we say, operators that provide capital at a risk. Banks normally are afraid of doing it, traditional banks. Obviously, we need entrepreneurship skills. We need entrepreneurs, big, medium, small, but we need entrepreneurs. And we need a very serious commitment to excellence. Businesses in IT today do not grow international to big numbers unless they're very good. Average, mediocrity will not survive. We also need global networking. Look at Israel. Israel is a tiny country, but we all know that the Jews do control a number of the top banks in the world. There is a highway between Israel and the United States. I call it networking. One of the reasons why Indian IT industry has been succeeding so well is that most of the Indian guys were great students in American universities. So they have terrific conditions to actually address the American market. It's not only the language, it's the fact that they've studied there and become at least half Americans. So networking is very important. Last but not the least, we need passion. I think that our Penguin colleague in the very beginning of the session demonstrated without words the passion for Antarctica. I don't know if I like Antarctica as much as he does, but I can tell you that I was absolutely thrilled to see the passion that he has in his heart for Antarctica. That's very important for business. I will recall Moore, Mr. Moore, the guy that created, one of the creators of Intel that used to say, and Andy Grove also, that used to say that only the paranoids survive. Only the paranoids. In this case, only the passionate people will succeed. Now, I'm not going to go through these in detail because we don't have enough time to do it. But I just want to tell you that over the last 10 years, I saw an incredible change in Portugal. I remember that I felt miserable. You see, I live in Bom Jesus, which is just aside of Braga. Beautiful spot. I love it there. Okay? I don't like to change. I like to live there. And living there and working in IT is kind of two difficult things to reconcile. Because most IT professionals, if they want to work in IT in Portugal, have to come to Lisbon. Because 90% of the IT industry of this country is in Lisbon. Or at least it was 10 years ago. Now, I didn't want to come to Lisbon. Not that I don't like Lisbon, but I would say if I go to Lisbon, I prefer to go to New York. If that is the bill, I will go to New York or to London. Okay? So as a result, if you are in Coimbra or if you are in Braga, you have to figure out what you're going to do, because you need to do something. Now, in 10 years, a lot of the ingredients of this industry changed. Let me tell you a few that changed. Our universities have improved substantially. Okay? I am an engineer. I studied computer science at the University of Minho. Actually, this week is very important for me because my oldest son decided to enter university, and he chose again, 20 years later, the very same university in which I studied. Now, I can tell you that I've been working internationally for the last 10 years, and I feel that my education in computer science in Braga is as good as any top university of the United States. I don't feel that I have negative differentiation in any way, shape, or form. Am I making this clear? So I don't feel that I have any problem in competing with anyone in that space. And it is not because I'm arrogant, but because I'm competitive. I don't mind competing. Now, on the next one, we're not in good shape. capacity to attract international talent. We've improved. Erasmus processes in Europe have brought to here great talent, namely to our universities. Some of those great students and great professors did stay, but we still are far from where we should be. Because if you want to be the very best in any given field, you need diversity. You need to guarantee that you move, okay? On the context, okay, we've improved on security. We've improved on the technology plan that has put Portugal on the map. But for example, we have a lousy situation in justice. Absolutely lousy, completely unacceptable. And that's very important for an investor. Because if an investor needs to sort out a problem, he needs to believe that justice will be made. Now, this is irrespectively of who wins the elections. We need the justice to put to work. Now, availability of capital, we've improved. By now, there are a number of venture firms, a number of BAs operating. I also think that on entrepreneurship, we now see top people that used to only be in a comfortable position of working in very large firms to start coming out of very large firms and starting small ventures themselves. Although I still can think that we can do a lot. Where we see, where I really see major gaps is on these two parameters. Commitment to excellence and global networking. Let me describe this. Commitment to excellence. We still accept mediocrity. We consider that, okay, there are top people that are the bottom, there are the average, there is a Gauss curve to describe all of this. But actually, we comply with mediocrity. Actually, we have teachers that, for example, in our school system that don't want to be evaluated because they do consider that it is a problem to have evaluation because only 5% or 10% will be promoted. Guess what? In business, that's normal. Absolutely normal. Over the last few days, I've had 31 places to promote people in my team across 4,000, 31 promotions. That's tough to do because you need to guarantee that you decide wisely. Some people will be pleased, a lot of people will not be pleased. It's normal in business. Now, if we don't change that, we will always be average. And average is no good in today's competitive world. Global networking. Global networking does mean connections with the markets where the brands are built. And the brands are built in the United States, in China, very important, going forward, in the United Kingdom, and probably in Germany. I did not mention Brazil, I did not mention Spain, I didn't mention Angola, Mozambique. I did mention USA, UK, Germany, and China. Those are that matter. So I don't like the internationalization of the poor. I prefer the rich. Call it Robin Hood strategy. I prefer that one, okay? Sorry, again, if I sound too bold on this, but I'm just making my case clear so that there is no confusion in the message. Last but not the least, the passion. Now, this is the scoring of us versus Israel. Israel is ahead of us. But I want you to understand that Israel, although a leading IT segment in the world, actually has pretty harsh conditions to operate. At times they are in war. Some of the workers are part of the military organization. So let's stop giving ourselves excuses because we are on the edge of Europe. And actually, let's guarantee that we focus on what we need to do. Last but not least, what do we need to change? And this is where I will approach the end. We need to change attitudes. We need to stop consumption. We're consuming too much. We need to cut our consumption. We need to save money. And we need to save money to invest money. There is a fundamental equation in economy. You only invest what you save. If you don't save anything, you don't invest anything. It's very simple. So we need to save money to invest. We also need to guarantee that we understand, for example, that we have less productivity in Portugal because we work less. I'll be clear. My American colleagues have 2 weeks vacations. We have 25 days. They have 7 holidays in the year. We have 24. We have a concept that we call bridges. They don't understand what a bridge is. Now, if you guarantee that you calculate the difference between 7 and 24, and between 2 weeks vacations and 4 weeks vacations, you'll discover that most of our productivity per hour difference, productivity per day difference, is actually a function of the hours we work. So let's stop pretending that we work hard. Compared to the Americans, we don't. Now, global networking. It means that we need to hook to markets. It means that we have to be on the road. It means that we have to become immigrants again. Different types of immigrants from the old days, but immigrants. I would call myself a nomad immigrant. There are the sedentary immigrants and the nomad immigrants. I'm a nomad. Last but not the least, guys, we need to commit to excellence. We cannot not commit to excellence. We don't have the option. It's not even a decision. It's impossible to try to be at the top of the world and not be very, very good. Now, I just want to share with you, and this will be my last message, what I think is expected of us. I see great examples in Portugal over the last few years. Okay? EDP Renewables, Sonai Sierra, Simpor are outstanding examples, okay, of internationalization done in very short term. Bear in mind that EDP Renewables, for example, was the largest IPO of Europe last year, Portuguese company, and we're now number 4, number 5th in renewables in the world. Now this is Portugal. We normally are in 31st position, 34th position in the world. This is 4th. We only have very few examples like this. We need more. Now in IT, we have also excellent examples. Altitude is an excellent example. Alert is an excellent example. Magalhães, that we tend to consider an anecdote, is an excellent example. Okay? The technology plan itself has been incredible in terms of image of our country. We tend to make a joke out of it, but it's not a joke. It's actually very serious. Now, if we need more of these, what do we need to do? We need to guarantee that we build more companies and we grow them. And we grow them in a focused way with great engineering, but also great marketing and great networking. We absolutely have to accept the burden of what this means. It means traveling. It means putting ourselves on the map. Now, my last slide is very simple. I will try to be as crystal clear as water. Do I believe that we can build a 2 to 3 billion euros business out of the IT industry in Portugal a year? Yes, I do. And I'm talking about big numbers so that you rest clear that I believe in what I'm saying. Do I believe that the Portuguese market is a key market to do this? No, sir. I think that Portugal is negligible. By the way, Enabler, which I founded, by now has 6% sales in Portugal, 94% sales out of Portugal. This company, which was created with €500,000 of borrowed money, which I returned 6 months after, investment zero, is now $120 million of sales and valuation €200 million. 12 years. 6% of sales in Portugal, 2 customers. Only 2 customers. We need more of those. Do I believe that these will be around the corner, the 2 or 3 billion? No, it will take 10 years to build. Am I prepared to invest on it personally? Yes, I am. And I think that we need more citizens of the world that depart from Portugal to do this. Now, what I like in Portugal is obviously the Portuguese, the people. I think that we're very warm people. But I dislike a few things, okay? I dislike our ability to always find excuses. My wife is Brazilian. I also love Brazil. And in Brazil, many people are poor. But the poor people in Brazil, even the poor people are happy. Most of them. We tend to be poor here in Portugal, but we're not happy. I'm going to actually say to you that we can choose. We can either stay poor and become Brazilians in the sense that we will be happy, or we can do something about it and try to be rich. What we can't do is nothing. We have to do something about it. This is what I want to share with you today. Thank you very much for your kind attention.